Welcome to the second problem in Problems in General Physics by Redo. The ask of the problem is to calculate the mean velocity of the point averaged over the whole time of the motion. As per the problem, half of the body travel half the distance of the total distance with a velocity v0. Let's assume the total distance is from A to C and B is the midpoint of the distance, which is half. So let the total distance be x, then A to B would be x by 2 and B to C would be x by 2. The other half was traveled in equal intervals of time with different velocities. Since we do not know which is bigger, either v1 or v2, so we can consider any of them. So let's assume that v1 is smaller than v2. So I forgot to mention v0. Okay, so this time interval from b to b dash is t, and the time interval from b dash to c is also t. So let's calculate x2 in terms of t v1, t v2 for b to c. So the distance b to c is equal to, you will get to know why we are doing this, x by 2 is equal to velocity into time, which would be v1 into t plus v2 into t. So which is equal to v1 plus v2 into t. So similarly, the distance from A to B is x by 2, which is already mentioned, and velocity is v0. Let the time be t dash. So the average velocity, let's define it by va, is equal to total distance by total time. So which is equal to x by 2 plus x by 2 divided by t dash plus t plus t. See, we have two intervals of distance, which is x by 2 and x by 2, and three intervals of time, which would be t dash, t and t. So if you see, t would add up to 2t, so that would be x by t dash plus 2t. If you observe this particular equation which we have, x by 2 is equal to v1 plus v2 into t, by rearranging the terms we get that, just writing x by 2 here for convenience, 2t would be equal to x by v1 plus v2. Now dragging the screen for convenience, for more space. So if we were to look at this particular problem, this v average velocity would end up as x. What's t dash? T dash, as we all know, time is equal to distance by velocity. So in the first case, t1 is equal to x by 2 v0 plus, here 2t we have the value here, which is x by v1 plus v2. Solving this equation algebraically would give us 2 v0 into v1 plus v2 by 2 v0 plus v1 plus v2. For those who would not like to go through the steps of algebra, this is where the problem ends. For those who would like to understand the steps in algebra, let's have a little more extended working here. So this would be written as x by, so doing a cross multiplication here would be x into v1 plus v2 plus x into 2v0 by v1 plus v2 into 2v0, which would be equal to, just for constraint of space I'll be writing here, that is equal to v0, oops, I've missed this bracket, into v1 plus v2 into x by doing inverse of this particular term divided by x into, and rearranging the terms in the denominator, 2v0 plus v1 plus v2. So by cancelling x, all you would be left is this particular term. I'll see you in the next video.